Sawadee Cup. Welcome to Easy Thai Lessons, Lesson 8. Now, in the last lesson, I went over meats and miscellaneous foods with you, and in the review, I talked more about the meats. So in this review, we're going to talk about some of the other things I had mentioned before. So let's get started. Now, suppose you are in a Thai restaurant or in a noodle shop or a coffee shop, diner, anywhere where you can order a cup of coffee. Now, let's say cup is toy, okay, and you could technically say, pom ao cafe toy nung, I want a cup of coffee, but it's more polite to use call at the beginning. And that means may I have please, or may I order. So if you want a cup of coffee, then you sayขอกาแฟถ้วยหนึ่ง or ขอกาแฟถ้วยหนึ่งครับ. Now, even though the word gap means and or with, in this case, you wouldn't have to say, you wouldn't say my gap for without. You would say my me. So if you want a cup of coffee without sugar, then you would say, เอาขอกาแฟถ้วยหนึ่งไม่มีน้ำตาล. Now, let's say you want a cup of coffee without sugar, but with milk. Then you could say ขอกาแฟถ้วยหนึ่งไม่มีน้ำตาลแต่กับนม. Okay, so that's a pretty decent order right there, as far as they're going to understand you clearly when you say that. Now, there is another word that you can use in place of toy if you forget that word. There is a universal word for anything that you order, okay? Whether it's a plate of rice or a bowl of ice cream or 3 orders of this, 2 orders of that, 1 bottle of that, blah, 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 blah. And that's tea. So you could say, ขอกาแฟที่หนึ่ง. If you wanted 3 cups of coffee, 3 cups of tea, it could be ขอชาสามที่. So, like I said, I use tea all the time for that universal word. And it works out, and they understand what you're saying, because they sure as hell understand me when I go to my aunt's restaurant, or my uncle's restaurant, I mean. Well, I guess it's my aunt's as well, and my mom's. Anyways, though. Now, let's say that you ordered a cup of coffee, but the coffee is just way too sweet. Now, in most cases, you're not going to worry about your coffee coming in too sweet because of the fact that they're just going to have the sugar at your table for you. So, but hypothetically, let's say that they brought you your coffee and it was way too sweet. Now, too much of anything is เกินไป. Okay, now you could use that like an adjective. Now, half the time they just knock off the gun and use by at the end. So sweet is หวาน, okay, as in, like, I'm a diabetic, and the Thai word for diabetic is เบาหวาน. So หวานmeans sweet. So this coffee, กาแฟนี่, is too sweet. กาแฟนี่หวานไป. Okay. Okay, so let's say you ordered some soup, and the Thai word for soup is soup. And let's say you ordered some guetio nam. Now that's a noodle soup, and it's a very good noodle soup, might I add. And let's say you get your guetio nam and it's way too salty. So you tell your waitress, this soup is too salty. This soup, guetio nam ni, is too salty. Kenpai. There you go. Kem, by the way, is salty. Now let's say you like bread with your soup, kanompang. So let's see here. You want to ask the waitress if you could have some more bread. So, may I have more bread? Ko kanompang makap. Pretty easy. Now notice, now remember before I told you that mai is a word that turns any statement into a question. Well, when you have ka at the beginning, you don't need to have mai at the end, because you're already establishing a question right off the bat. When Thai ears hear that word ka, then they know that that is going to be a question. Okay, so for those of y'all out there who are familiar with eating Thai food, you shouldn't have a problem recognizing these two words here. Plate in Thai is jan, as you will see how it's being used in this next clip. Khao pat, fried rice. Now, pat means fried. It is the adjective, or in this case, the modifier, and the object is cow. So, khao pat. Now, let's say you wanted a plate of fried rice with chicken, spicy, but without any eggs. Well, you would say, Khao khao pat jan nung pet petแต่ไม่มีไข่ So that's, and like I said, you can replace jan with t. Khao khao pat ti nung pet pet kai. So those are a few terms to get you going with ordering food and whatnot. Now, this isn't the end of all that. I'm going to be covering more and more. Later on, I'm going to have like special lessons where it's going to be, at the home, at the restaurant, at the whatever. But, right now, this is all random lessons, I'm just doing this out of my head. So, until then, though, I'm going to go ahead and cut this short because I'm really hungry, and there's an order of Thai beef salad waiting for me in the kitchen, and it's very hot, and it's, well, spicy hot. And yeah, I can't take it anymore. I got to go ahead and eat. So until then, I'll see you in lesson 9. Sawadee krap. Khap kun ma krap.